Hello, everyone. Welcome to Boss versus Coach. It's been months we have been talking to each other. It's been months we have been interacting with each other. We started with podcast. We did couple of series. We are continuing to do those posts on LinkedIn. We got our website launched, and finally we got our dream coming true. Seeing this book in your hands. So the book response, the book feedback is very heartening, very welcoming, very encouraging and motivating for me and Olivia. I have got videos, I have got reviews on Amazon's where people who have read the book expressed their understanding and have also shared how this book is helping them and will help them going ahead. And I think this has been a great accomplishment, a self accomplishment, I would say, for me. Uh, Olivia, I'm sure you'll be happy as well.
Yeah, no, it's lovely, and seeing some of the reviews on Amazon, people getting such different things out of the book, and that's exactly what we wanted. It's a broad book about all aspects of leadership, and people are picking up on things, and that's really lovely.
Yes. So I have got started connecting with the readers. I have started connecting with people who are following us. Last time we came to you with one of the questions around active listening. This time we have got a couple of questions from our readers around managing versus micromanaging. So
Mm.
those who have read the book, those who are following us closely on LinkedIn and YouTube, have reached out to me and have asked to three simple questions. How can we self-assess that whether we are managing or micromanaging? Is asking your teammates about the status of task given considered as micromanaging? If we are nowadays we are working in hybrid environment, and there are times when you don't find your colleagues online. There are times when you don't see them online for a long time as well. Is checking on what they are doing, is checking on what's been the output for the day micromanaging, or is it the style of managing? So, Olivia, I saw a lot of confusion with some of the readers
Mm.
and managers who came to me as regards to what is managing versus micromanaging. And if they are doing management of their team, if they are managing the actions that they expect from their team or their coaches and bosses expect from them, is it bad? Is it micromanaging? Your thoughts on this, Olivia?
I think, in essence, I would say if you are managing the team, which is, part of leadership is management, you are focused on the outcome. If you are micromanaging, you're focused on the input. So I think if you are giving a task, asking if it's done, checking if it'll be done soon, what did you do today? That feels very intrusive. That doesn't feel like a place of trust. Whereas if you're managing someone by saying, okay, so, these are the things that we need to do as a team. This is your portion of it. This is the outcome we need. And this is the deadline. It can feel uncomfortable for the manager, but actually trusting that you've given all of that clarity. You might check in and say, do you need any help? Is there anything that you haven't got, anything that's you're struggling with? But to keep going back saying, have you done the thing, is a very different style. And I think we can all recognize that for ourselves. We're all functioning adults, and someone says to us, oh, did you do the thing? Did you do the thing? What are you doing today? I didn't see you online a lot. Well, that doesn't speak to trust, does it? So I think that for me, that is the big difference, is focusing on the outcome and trusting and offering support, as opposed to focusing on the task and asking potentially a number of times, have you done it? Have you done it?
So what's your take, Olivia, as managers, as leaders, as aspiring managers? How can one self-assess his or her style of leading and see if they are managing or micromanaging?
I think it comes in a few different places, and all of this stuff, it's learning what to do is all very much in your head, but trying it out and doing it. And, you may make mistakes, and that's fine because it's feedback. It teaches you what works well for you and what doesn't. But I think it begins at the start of a task. So if you've got a project and you immediately hand out small tasks and define them, it's very hard then to be a coaching manager on the back of that. I think it needs to start at the beginning and involving the team so it isn't a shock to them. And just sharing, okay, so what I'd like to do with this project, we all know the deadline. Let's give ourselves a little bit of space. So the day before, we want to have everything done, for example. So these are the bits that you are responsible. These are the bits that I'm responsible for. Maybe we could have a check-in as a team, or if someone prefers it one-to-one, when would that be good for you? Because when I think is useful might not be useful for you. So actually having that conversation, and it's almost like developing a project plan which includes how we work together rather than just the tasks that we need to achieve. And I think that that can be really helpful. So in terms of that self-assessment question you were asking, I think before you reach out to a member of your team, maybe just ask, am I doing this with trust? Or am I doing it with suspicion? Am I focused on the input or am I focused on the outcome? And just that little check-in with yourself will probably give you some clues as to whether you're going into micromanagement.
No, absolutely, bang on, Olivia, because I was also thinking the same way that feedback is one of the most important elements in this confusing state of mind to assess whether you are managing or micromanaging, how are others seeing you. You
Yeah.
may see that your style is perfect. You may feel that your approach is what is the apt for the moment, but we must consider the feedback of those whom we are managing because it is their perception, it is their understanding, it is their understanding and interpretation of our style that will help us know whether we are managing or micromanaging. And there is a very thin line, to be honest, because you may have a positive intent, you may have all aspirations of making your team grow to help them build to their aspirations, but in that pace, in that rush to perform, in that rush to deliver, in that rush to over deliver at times, you end up squeezing their innovation, their creativity, their personal times,
Right.
and ultimately their voice, which makes them feel suffocated and disengaged. So
Yeah.
I'm sure this is
Yeah.
something which the leaders must consider.
I love that. Yeah, no, the feedback is important. And actually, something someone was saying to me last week about a similar topic is, but you say you want to trust people and you just coach them, but what if they don't know what they're doing? What if they get lost or they're anxious? And again, that comes back to trust and psychological safety. And people need to know that they can ask you when they're not sure. So coaching isn't just about giving them space, it's about checking that they've got the space that they need. And as you were talking, I was just reflecting that, it depends on the size of your team, but you should know everybody individually and their needs. And some people need more support and questions and checking in. Other people, very capable, very independent, want to do their own learning. So I don't think that there's one size that fits all. I don't think we say, well, a manager does this and then this. I think it is that discussion with the team. Who would like me to check in with them on a more frequent basis? For some of us, if we're procrastinators, knowing that our boss will ask us how we're doing at the end of the day might be the spur that we need to keep us in track. So I might say, well, actually, I'd love you to give me a check-in if you can do that, just 5 minutes, and maybe it's just on Teams chat. That might be useful for
Absolutely.
me. For someone else, they might go, oh God, just leave me alone. I'll let you know when I've got a problem. And I think it's the skillful leader really understands their individuals. And also, there's what I want and what I need. So I might say, I want you to go away and leave me for a week. But actually, you start to learn what I need is for a gentle check-in every now and again. And so it's about, we're all individual humans. That's what our book is all about. That's what we're sharing all the time. The boss sees the process. The coach sees the person. And I think that that is probably the root of a lot of this.
Absolutely fine and straightforward, Olivia. I'm sure these views from you, the ideas which we have shared on the call, will help those who are still in the state of mind of judging whether they are managing or or micromanaging. And there is no time when you can learn to change. There is no time when you can self-assess and self-improve. So I think it's the time for you. And if you want to really improve, then this is the guide for you. Boss versus Coach. It's out on Amazon and Kindle. Do buy it now. Follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube. Let us know if you have any queries, anything, any questions which we can help you with. And if you want to be a part of any of these podcasts, we are welcoming you straight away. On that note, have a great day. Take care. Bye bye. Thanks, Olivia.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Arpita Magan, and I'm here to share how the Boss vs. Coach series by Mohit Kullar gave me a fresh perspective on leadership. I learned that leadership is about inspiring potential and not just extracting results. A great leader is the one who helps their team grow and support them in both their personal and professional goals. It also highlighted how perfectionism can hold us back by the fear of failure. That helped me appreciate small progress and embrace imperfections. It also emphasized on creating a psychologically safe environment for creativity, trust, and open communication. Leadership is about empathy, growth, and empowering others to reach their full potential. Do watch the full series on LinkedIn and YouTube. It's a game changer.